Man, what he put on the stage and his energy, and plus he's a conscious rapper, you better look out for that kid, man. For real. Now we're going to check out this amazing group. This group performed at various churches and events. And when they come around, they bring the gospel. Now we're going to turn the spotlight on one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Mark.
My name's Chris.
I'm Dre.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brandon.
And we are
One.
Somebody's got it down in their hand, but I can feel it all over me. Ooh, I got it, and I know that I feel it all over me. Yeah. Somebody's got it down in their feet, but
Man, the beginning, it actually started at, yeah, I mean, there's a couple beginnings, but I'll go back to the very, very beginning. And that was back in '98. And we were, I was an extra in the Temptations movie. And we were downtown at the Heinz Hall, and it has like all in the basement, all the extras in the hot basement with flies everywhere in there. Apples and chips, And they were treating us real nice down there, real nice. And but anyway, I hear these two dudes on the piano, and they're singing. And I'll go over there, and I kind of started jumping in, and then we exchanged numbers. And long story short, that was Mike and Chris who were playing the piano. We formed a group with Mark's older sister, Lynette, called God's Grace back in like '98, '99, and we were together until about 2005, and then in 2009, I got asked to do a solo, but I'm not really like a solo dude. So I was like, yo, Chris and Mark, won't y'all come sing with me? And that was over at Northside Institutional when they were kind of like, in between locations. And went over there and they came through and they were like, hey, what do y'all call? And at the time, I was trying to be cool and I was, saying like one. I was like one, I put at the end of my emails like one, one. And nobody knew what it meant. My mother said I could keep doing it, so I kept doing it. And so when they asked me what the name of the group was, I said one.
My mind's made up. Yeah. I'm living for Jesus until he comes. Somebody's got it down in their hand, but I can feel it all over me. Ooh, I got it.
I think we all collectively and individually have a lot of different inspirations. For me, I think even for most of us, kind of grew up listening to like a lot of R&B. When during the time I was really into music, it was definitely for me. It was like things like Boys and Men and Jodeci and groups like that. 112 came later on, and I mean Jagged Edge. I mean, there's just like a lot of groups that I was always into, like singing groups, even from high school. Kirk Franklin was really big, during that time. Well, he still is. I mean, still is a trailblazer and really big in the industry. But for me, kind of like Kirk made gospel cool. And I started like really digging that and said, okay, well, I wonder what else is out there, so it kind of like spiraled into where I am today with, I just really love gospel music.
Like I said, I've been around church, in church my whole life. So of course I always had the gospel, the spiritual aspect of it as well. And I guess it just intertwined. And as I got older, man, I got more, confident, with my singing. When I noticed people liked it and things like that. So, and then also seeing them singing, I saw them as well. And then like the different gospel artists, Fred Hammond, Marvin Sapp, so I've been inspired by a lot of, different people.
The one thing too that I think we should mention, is based off of those experiences that we've had so far, is what really surprised me is in just about every venue, if you will, the malls, the Chick-fil-A's and all those spots, we had at least one person that would just come to us and just rap to us about something that they were going through or something that they had gone through, and how their belief their faith in God brought them out, you know. So that type of conversation typically doesn't happen, right? Because you want to be politically correct. You don't want to offend anybody, right? But that was a beautiful thing that happened too. I mean, cats just opened up.
It's a beautiful thing. If you let God move, he's going to do it. You guess he's got to let him open the doors, present the doors, and you just kind of walk through and be strong and bold enough to walk through and let God handle everything else. Put God first, and everything else, will follow. But you just got to put him at the beginning of everything and let him do what he does, so he can make the plan and you just walk in the plan.
I've been to different places, and I've lived in California. I was doing music there. I'm from Philadelphia. There's a lot of musical influences there. I think a lot of what happens here in Pittsburgh and I guess some of the issue is that there's not enough support because nobody's willing to go out and do it. And then they complain that there's not enough support. So it's like an endless cycle. And so I think there's a lot of untapped talent and ability here, and the market is like screaming for it, but they just don't know where to get it or how to get it.
I feel like there's a resurgence happening, and just my conversations here at Tendaji with Nicole Porter and James Ziegler, Travis, all these artists that have been around and really have paved the way for other artists that are underneath and watching. I can feel the energy, like something about to pop off like this coming year, and they're paying more attention to the craft. They're paying more attention to the business side, and networking and collabing and all those things like that. So I feel like the 2015, we're going to see a lot more coming out of the Berg on a grander scale. In the future, 2015, I believe is going to be pretty big for us. But we love, Arid and Macedonia and all the churches here in the city. We love ministering there as many times as they invite us.
Rodman.
Oh yeah. Oh, we love Rodman, the men's fellowship. Oh yeah. Yeah. So thank y'all for everybody that's been inviting us and supporting our ministry and giving us somewhere to sing. We love y'all.
I want to thank you for watching another exciting episode. If you want extended footage, and also if you want to see past episodes, go to our website at www.crew412.com, or you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm your boy Mark Jones, and I'd like to say thank you for kicking it with the crew, baby.